Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Paying the Ferryman 777, or indeed welcome back. Thanks to everybody who's been watching so far. I hope you're enjoying the story. Hope you're learning something from it. So let's get into it. The next ritual that I did, I'm gonna just go straight into it, would be ritual number 12, right? If you look at my previous video, the lessons there would apply now, because I took them and I tried to use them in this ritual. In the previous video where I talk about the previous ritual that I did, which was the first ritual outside of my tribe that I was accustomed to going to, I went to a different place, and that started a process, like I mentioned, of understanding that there was rivalry, competition, and it wasn't all love and light. And it would get darker and darker and darker as things went on. But I hadn't got there yet. So back in my tribe, where I was accustomed to, where I had felt comfortable, where I had the freedom to incorporate my guides if I wanted to, which is what caused me to enter the not being allowed to do that in this other place that I visited, caused me to enter into this egotistical process, which cured that process, which cured those things. So it's all good, right? Sometimes you gotta face the darkness to heal it. Sometimes you gotta look at your own ego, you look at your own anger, look at your own hate, and ask yourself why you have it. And that's what you learn through these rituals. Over time, you get into these states, and then it gives you a moment to reflect, and then to let's say resolve them, transmute them, heal them, right? So many people avoid anything of their own darkness, so much so that they end up projecting it outwards eventually onto everyone. They bleed all over people who didn't cut them. And it's such a common issue. It's such a common problem in society, in people, right? You probably know someone in your family that does this, where they haven't dealt with their own issues for such a long time that they can't really hide it anymore. Their shadow has grown so big and powerful that it just comes out, and it's toxic. People don't want to be around them. That's like that vibration that they give off. It's just horrible. And they end up hurting people who never did anything to them. They expel, they project anger, they project fear, they project hatred, they judge. They're always looking outwards and never looking inwards. Yeah? So these rituals help us to look inwards and to heal those aspects of ourselves, the shadow work that we need to do, or that we should do, if we want to have a better life, if we want to be happier and more aligned and more resolved and stuff like that, right? So yeah, as much as it's hard and horrible sometimes, it's necessary. It's a process, and when you get through it, things are way better than they've ever been, and it's worth it. So avoidance is not good, right? But anyway, this ritual number 12 back in my tribe, like I said, where I had been meeting friends, meeting people, feeling comfortable, and I had the freedom in the way that they worked to incorporate and get to know my guides and let them work and build that connection with them. So back there, we had ritual number 12, and the theme of the ritual was Saint Germain, right? The violet fire of Saint Germain. So Saint Germain is an ascended master, just like Jesus, right? People call Jesus an ascended master. He ascended, he evolved so much here while he was here, and he tried, obviously he tried to share like knowledge and wisdom about reality that wasn't common at the time, and they killed him. Like you try to tell the truth and nothing but the truth for a month, and watch how difficult your life becomes. So it's a process. It's a lesson, right? That whole story. But Saint Germain is an ascended master, and he's the guardian of the violet fire, right? This violet fire is the power of transmutation, right? The ability that we all have and that we can all tap into to transmute what is negative into positivity, right? It's like alchemy. It's taking base metal and turning it into gold, right? We all have this. We all have this ability. We can all connect with this power through the gift of Saint Germain, of this ascended master, right? So the violet fire, it's a violet fire, right? And it's alive. First of all, this energy, it's like a living fire, and you can call it. And with visualization, you can use it to transmute negative energy and feel good again. Right? You might visualize the fire inside you. Close your eyes, burning. You might visualize it inside you, burning up a purple violet color, taking over your body, and burning off all of the negativity. And maybe when you breathe in, the fire gets stronger, and then when you breathe out, you're visualizing the negative black gray smoke coming out of you, and the fire is burning off all of what doesn't serve you, essentially. So it's just this is it in a nutshell, right? You can thank Saint Germain, you can thank the violet fire, um, and in this ritual was my first experience, my first time where I would interact with this power and learn about this power, learn about this ability that we all have, to transmute what's negative in us. And when you learn about these things, then you can take action to make your life better, to heal, and to do what you need to do to evolve while you're here. Yeah. So the previous ritual where I wasn't allowed to incorporate my guides in that other tribe, it was very useful. In fact, it was a hard process for me. It showed me my ego, it showed me my lack of humility and my arrogance. But it also taught me, hey, you can just center yourself. You're in control, not your guides. You decide if they come or not. And I applied that lesson in this ritual. I decided I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to stay quiet, and I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to listen to the music, and I'm going to meditate, and I'm not going to rush to incorporate my guides and see how I can help. I'm gonna focus inward. I'm gonna look inward and see how that goes. So it was pretty interesting. I still felt like my guides were still there. They still came. I could still feel them, and they still guided me. But they guided me for me, not for other people, right? At least for part of the ritual. I did end up helping other people too, but it was almost like as a reward for for helping myself first. First, we should always be looking to love ourselves and help ourselves before we start judging or interfering in other people's lives. You know what I mean? If you're gonna go and judge someone because their house is dirty and your room is a mess, it's a bit hypocritical, isn't it? So I decided I'm gonna focus on me. I'm gonna see what I can work on and what I can do. And a really cool thing happened. The music was fabulous. The Violet Fire music. I started to do a mantra, which you can do too. I wrote it down. I forgot what it was. Yeah. I am the Violet Fire. I am the purity God desires. And repeat. I am the violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am the violet fire. I am the purity God desires. Repetitively visualizing the violet fire. This mantra is very powerful. I am is a very powerful word to say. Anything you put after I am, you're manifesting into your reality. So be careful what you say you are, right? Because you're reinforcing that in your reality. So I am, whatever you put after that, it's what you're calling forth into reality, right? Don't be mean to yourself. We have a tendency to be like, oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm such a fool. I can't, don't say those things about yourself. Don't be mean to yourself. You probably wouldn't say it about the people you love. You're this, you're that. You wouldn't be so mean to them. Don't be mean to yourself and say those things. Don't say I am followed by negative stuff, right? Say positive stuff. And in fact, if you're in a negative place, you use mantras with I am affirmations to change. I am love. I am happy. I am happy. I am happy. You say that enough, you reprogram yourself and it becomes reality. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful we all are. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was cool, right? I was in the ritual, and I had my crystals with me. At this stage, like I'm getting all witchy. I'm like, crystals and incense, and I have my altar in the house, and all of this just developed over the past couple months. Like I said, 12 rituals in, not that much, but yeah, I connected with Saint Germain, and beautiful energy, beautiful elevated energy. Saint Germain is known as an ascended master, like I said, but he's believed to be he's believed to have reincarnated here various times. People say that he was Columbus and Sir Francis Bacon, and even going further back, like Merlin, the wizard, to King Arthur's wizard. So he came here many, many times before ascending to the status of ascended master, and he also has a counterpart, Master Portia, a female who is his twin flame. It's his divine counterpart, and some people are here incarnate on a twin flame mission, which is where they will end up connecting with their divine counterpart. Not everyone is on that mission. Not everyone will have that in their lifetime. You might be in the next one. It might be in a different one. But you may have that experience where it's a twin flame mission, and when you meet your twin flame, your spirituality together just explodes. You ascend. You help each other to ascend to new levels of consciousness. And if you happen to be on a twin flame journey, a lot of spiritual people, they are looking for their twin flames. They're like, oh, I'm trying to find my twin flame. It's not the right way to go about it. If you're on a twin flame journey, it's going to happen for you. Don't go looking for it. That's actually the opposite of what you should be doing. If you're going looking in the external world for your twin flame, it's not going to happen. The twin flame is drawn to you when you focus on yourself and healing yourself and looking after yourself, because you're already connected. Even if you don't know each other yet, you're already connected. So when you heal yourself, when you focus on yourself, that happens in them too. So you're helping them by helping yourself, and the more you do that, the closer you become. The universe will bring you together. Don't go looking for it. You're looking in the wrong place. You need to go inside and fix your shit up. Organize your own gaff. Organize your own house. Right? So Master Germain, Saint Germain, and Master Portia, other ascended masters, just like Jesus, right? So Saint Germain and the violet fire, he's associated with the color violet, purple, or like that ray of light, if you consider the rainbow. And he would exist in that energy, the violet part of the rainbow. Actually, I have here on my altar, I'll just move a little bit. You can see I have a rainbow flag here on my altar. I have another one up here on the top. You can't really see it, but that's I'm not bigging up LGBT on my altar. I'm representing the rays, these different rays of energy, light, different frequencies of light have different energies, and Saint Germain exists, or is in the violet ray of light. It was actually in a ritual where I was shown a really cool representation of reality. So like a lot of stuff that comes in ritual too is helping me to understand reality, helping you to understand the structure of things, how things work, how energy flows, what God is and how it all comes together. Now it's so amazing and so marvelous. It's not really possible for human minds to get it without using some sort of analogy or some sort of symbology, right? So I remember in a ritual previous that I was shown like how it works in a way, in a simple way. So like the God or the source of everything that is where everything comes from is like white light. It's like pure white light. And that white light then descends through, like, let's say a prism. You know, the way when white light hits a prism, it splits into a rainbow. And that white light is God. And then it splits into all these different colors. And then within all these different colors, you've got all these different energies. And then they go down and down and down. And it splits and splits and splits and goes through various prisms until it gets to us. And we are the lower or the physical manifestations, the very, very individualized manifestations of the source light, of the source consciousness of God, of the Most High. So that white light is God, the Most High. No name. There's no name. So it's just white light, right? And again, this is just analogy, but that white light splits, and actually I believe it to be split with sacred geometry, and in a way Metatron's cube takes that and splits it and creates all of reality on its various levels. There's more levels above this physical plane, there's levels below this physical plane, and you've got the white light that comes down. Anyway, so the prism splits that white light into its colors, and that can be represented by the rainbow. And Saint Germain is in the purple energy, the violet energy. In this ritual, I sat down, meditated, was very introspective, because I learned to do that in the previous place, in the previous ritual, right? And I sat down and I decided I'm just going to be introspective, and my guide started teaching me things, started showing me things like, oh, did you know you can do this and you can do this and do this? I was like, oh, this is cool. So what I was taught was to grab my crystals. I had these like amethyst crystals. This is one here. It's you can see the purplish violet color of the crystal. This is actually one of the same crystals I had back then. And I made a portal with the crystals. So I used a shape. I used a triangle, and I put 3 crystals in a little triangle on the floor in front of me. And I energized each crystal with my hand, and I visualized the light coming from my hand and energizing each crystal. And then I started to give thanks. I started to ask Saint Germain to lend me his fire. This is my guides teaching me this, right? And within the 3 crystals, this little purple fire started. I was like, that's fucking cool. And I could feel it. I could feel the energy of this little purple fire in front of me. And you can do this internally, but this was cool because it was like there in front of me. And the fire was burning in front of me, and I started to take my problems, take my issues, and just started to throw them into the fire. I was like, there's like a bit of energy here, I don't want that. And as I threw my shit into the fire that didn't serve me anymore, the fire got bigger and stronger. It's like I was feeding it. So the fire was getting bigger, and I actually had to move back because I was sitting like I am now with my legs crossed, and I had to move back from the fire. I could feel the energy off it, and I was throwing in more problems. I was throwing in my issues. I was like, whatever I don't need, whatever is not good for me, it's going in the fire. And it started to burn bigger and brighter in front of me. I'm like, this is sweet. And it was like a gift. It was like a knowledge, like I said in previous videos. As you integrate, as you learn your lessons, you can get more information, you can get more help to advance your path, to advance your knowledge, whatever. So I thought this was really cool. I was like in front of this fire, and it was getting bigger and bigger the more stuff I was throwing into it. And then I was like, well, yeah, while the fire is here, like let's put other stuff into it. Like, so I was like scooping the negative energy off people. I was just like scooping it out of the room and throwing it into the fire. My husband was beside me as usual. We sat beside each other in every ritual, and he's like in his process, and he's like bleh, vomiting and like going through it, and I'm like, and just started scooping energy off him and throwing it in the fire like that, and the fire was got really big, and it literally pushed me back. So that's the power of our intentions. That's the power that we have, that we can access. The more we heal, the more we align, the more we grow and learn, and the more we can do, the more powerful we can be. And that's everybody. There's nobody's necessarily more special than anyone else. It's just if you decide to do the work, the inner work, if you decide to walk the path, then you can do all of those things too. It wouldn't be the last time that I would use that type of magic, that type of intention with my crystals and with my little portals. So like I said, you're getting lessons in these processes. It's not like just healing, but it's also learning. And then when you get the lesson, when you use the tool, then you've got the tool, and then you can use it whenever you want. So as you progress, your repertoire or your arsenal, let's say, it grows and gets bigger. And yeah, so I suppose that was a really good lesson to learn. It started in the previous ritual and paid off in this one. So many lessons that you learn along the path of light, the spiritual path, the path of healing, whatever you want to call it. There's many paths, right? They're all leading up. They're all leading you back into alignment with who you really are, with the truth of who you really are. Spoiler, that's a little piece of God here incarnate. You are a little piece of that white light that filters down through all the prisms. You know, you've got that white light up at the top that is the source of all things, and then you've got like layers. You've got gods and goddesses, you've got archangels and angels, and you've got all these spirits of light, and then eventually you get down here to the physical, right? So it was really really cool to learn that, to learn those new skills, and then I could use them going forward anytime I wanted. So yeah, Saint Germain is really cool. The violet fire is really powerful, and you can use it yourself. You'll find videos on YouTube. You'll find meditations. If you're having a tough day, if you're stuck in a negative cycle, you can try that. Try it. See what happens. There's nothing dark. There's nothing evil about it. People have this like aversion to magic. They think it's really dark, or it's the devil, or it's evil. It's not at all. Is a knife evil? No. You can cut bread and serve people bread using a knife, or you can stab someone in the back. It's the intention that's good or bad. It's not the knife. So magic is like that. Magic is the knife. It's just how you use it. You know, when people think of magic, you think of like witches, you think of wizards, you think of cauldrons and black cats and spell books, and you think of darkness. It brings you to that. We get that from movies and our conditioning and our programming. There's a lot of forces that actually demonize that power, because it's better for those forces that you remain ignorant, that you remain powerless. So when you can actually understand that magic, what magic is, and how to use it appropriately, You can grow, and you can be a force for good in the world. Can you use magic for bad? Yes, of course you can. The same way you can use a knife to kill somebody, but you can use it for good too. It's all in the intention. In fact, you're doing magic every moment of every day that you're alive. You are magic. You are the magic, because magic is nothing more than your intention. It's your intention made manifest in the physical world. And you're doing that all the time with your thoughts, with your words, with how you're vibrating in here. And again, I said it in the last video, if people realized just how powerful they were, they'd think twice before they speak and say certain things. They'd analyze their emotions and their feelings and what they're feeling first, because what they don't realize is that they're affecting reality. They're not all in isolation with their vibration. They're actually manifesting things in reality. There's a gestation period between your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions, and when they manifest in reality. But yeah, people are powerful. You're powerful, and you can realize that through magic. Magic will show you who you are. So things like crystals, things like magic wands, cauldrons, using elements, using things from nature, using the energy of gods, goddesses, calling them, giving offerings. There's many methods of magic. There's many types of magic. There's many ways that you can put your intention into things to manifest them. You know, these are tools. It's your intention that imbues them with power. And then it poses the question, how will you use your power? You know, what I sort of understood or started to understand on my path was that I was granted more and more power in line with the level of work I'd done on myself, with the level of ego that I resolved, negativity that I resolved. The more I worked on myself and made myself good, I was granted alignment and more responsibility. And I've come across individuals who have been going along that path but haven't necessarily resolved their ego and end up using their powers in dark and negative ways. And this is what would start to happen soon enough in my path. I would lose my spiritual innocence, because I was all love and light at the time, because everything was great. It was always, things were getting better and better and better. And then came darker challenges. Then came the understanding of what people will do when they do access these powers, and depending on their persuasion, how they use them and how they can affect other people and hurt other people, and to do things to benefit themselves, interfere with people's free will and stuff like that. So there's a lot of layers to it. It's not so simple, but in a very simple way, your magic, your thoughts, your emotions, and your words are magic, and how you use them will affect your reality and the results that you get. And with all the magic and all the power that we have as individuals, nothing is stronger than faith. You can be the biggest wizard in the world. You can be the strongest sorcerer. You can be a powerful witch. And you can have your intention fine-tuned to be incredibly powerful and to be a manifester and to be able to do stuff, to be able to affect change and affect other people. But all of that is nothing compared to faith. Because even the darkest people, even the strongest magic, cannot beat God. It cannot beat faith in the Most High, in that white light that descends. If you go to that, nothing beats that. And that's love. You can always go higher. You can go to the CEO, you can go to the boss, and any magic that can come from person's intention is nothing compared to the power of the Most High. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tune in for the next one. Love you.